I guess we're live now. G'day post-stream viewers. How are ya? Don't mind me. Just having a milkshake after going to the gym. Plenty of logic involved in that one. How is everyone? Drop a comment if you're post-streaming, and my watch is going off. Time to relax, I reckons. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, hopefully the music's good. We'll just throw something on in the background there. G'day Craig, how are ya? G'day Steve. There's like lots of foamy stuff at the bottom. Really not great to slurp on while you're live streaming. But you get that. I'm gonna do it. Why is the camera so crooked? Is that better? Very nice. What's news? That actually tasted real good. So, the problem with the gym I go to is it's got its own restaurant. And the restaurant isn't necessarily a healthy restaurant either. It's like a big pub meal style restaurant. So, what's Cooper doing? I gave him a sip of this before I went live, and he was obsessed. So, the news was that, well, it's not news, I was just telling you. There's a bloody restaurant. I think you'd almost class it as like a recreation centre. I think you would. There's two swimming pools, lap pools. There's a kids play pool. There's a hot spa with bubbles. Therapy spa, we'll call it. There's a steam room, there's a sauna, there's an ice bath, there is massive change rooms. There is there's a cardio slash all round weights gym. Then there's a heavyweights gym. There's open studios. There's spin class studios. There's Pilates room. Body combat studios. Kids playground, indoor and outdoor. You know those massive like pillows? I'm calling it a pillow. They're like a bouncy castle, but like a flat pillow, probably like 10 meters wide, 30 meters long. There's one of them in the kids' playground. There's a restaurant. There's squash courts. There's massage, physiotherapy. I'm missing some. I know I am. There's no basketball courts, but if there was a basketball court, I would call it a recreation centre. So it's like a mall. Steve, to get from my car to the change room takes me 8 minutes. Basically, I've been going, and my old gym, I was doing 45 minutes and I was out. Like, I was just struggling to commit. The other day, I was there for an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm trying to figure out where the time went. So I was like trying to figure out like commute times to the change rooms and shit. And yeah, so from my car, it's like you've got to walk to the back of the whole centre to get into the members area, and then like the gym is at the front of the change rooms are at the front of the centre. Yeah, 8 minutes from car to taking my jocks off. I don't take my jocks off in the change room. Some men are a lot more comfortable than me taking their clothes off in front of everyone, but it's not my gig. Maybe like as I get older, maybe. Is that like, I feel like once you're mid-40s, you just let it all hang out. We'll see if that happens. Ice baths. So my ice baths aren't freezing. So mine is between 8 and 10 degrees. Anything below like 18, they still call an ice bath, but yeah. It's definitely not freezing, but like the one at the gym is 3 to 6 degrees and the one at home is 8 to 10 degrees. I can't tell the difference. It's cold. So as far as I'm concerned, 8 to 10 is fine, because I'm telling you, 6 o'clock in the morning, no, I get in there at 5:40 on the door. My alarm goes off at 5:30 and I'm in the ice bath by 5:40 and I stay in there till 5:45. So prior to the ice bath, I got up at 5:45. So I knew if I was going to ice bath in the morning, I needed that to be my finish time. And like my mornings, I'm not like a sit down and have a coffee guy. Like my mornings are to the effing minute. I get up at 5:35. Well, yeah, 5:35. In the bath by 5:40. Get out by 5:45. Fuss around. Wow, yeah, 5:45. I get out, get dressed by 5:50. Go to the fish room, feed the fry. Bang on 6 o'clock, I'm out of there. 6 o'clock, hit the kitchen, make 2 coffees, which is a 10-minute affair, and I'm out the door by like 11, 12 past 6. I don't know why I'm telling you my morning routine, but anyway. Anything below 20 degrees is Eskimo weather. Yeah, they definitely wake you up. The last couple of days, I feel like I'm on crack till about 1 o'clock in the arvo, like just feel racing. And then like I crash and burn a little bit. And then have a coffee and do it all again. G'day Fish Fam, how are you? I was thinking about, most of the crew in the chat at the moment are members, but I was going to do a members video tomorrow, cladding the ice bath. I reckon a couple of members might be interested in that. Man, the cord's in the way of the chat. How do we fix it? There we go. $5:30 for a 6 o'clock start. Yeah, so 5:30 for a 6:30 start. My work's 20 minutes as well. The thing is, I feed the fish. Not all of them, just the young'uns. So ice bath, feed the fish, and make 2 espresso coffees. It's a 30-minute affair. But like some of the guys at work, they get up half an hour earlier, like sit down, read the news on their phone, and I'm not about it. I've actually been getting too much sleep, but I got one of those. I got a watch, tells you how much you sleep. She's on charge right now. Anyway, I've been sleeping 8 to 9 hours a day. I want to cut it down to 7 to 8 hours a day, because I think what happened is when we had a baby, we got used to going to bed real early because he was up in the night. Now he sleeps through, and I still go to bed real early. What's happening in everyone's fish tanks? I haven't progressed with the better rack, as you can tell. There's no rack. I need to. See, I've got like a sore on the back of my neck. I don't know what I did. Marketplace sucks. So I was buying some freezer panel. I found some freezer panel for $20 a square meter, but it was too small, like the sizing didn't work out for what I needed. So then I found some the right size, but she or he, I couldn't figure it out. I think it might have been he, wanted $30 a square meter. It worked out to 9.8 square meters or something. Anyway, so $300. So the truck driver at my work, he lives in Byford, the pickup was Byford, gave him the cash. I've been trying to tee up a time for the past 2 days, like, hey look, they said, oh, I need a lot of notice. And I said, look, would 7 o'clock in the morning be too early? Because that's when the driver was available. And they're like, oh yeah, that's way too early. I've just got to read it word for word because it's fucking hilarious. Just got to find the right screenshot. There was a few. So I said, this is like so I tried to say, can it come at 4 p.m? They said no, they're babysitting. And then I replied with, is 7 a.m. tomorrow too early? And then I'll have to ask the owner, that could be too early for them. I don't want to go back and forth with different times. If you can't go back and forth with different times, that's how Facebook Marketplace works. You agree on a time that works for both of you. And then I was like, is 7 a.m. tomorrow too early? And then she's, I don't know if it's a boy, I think it's a girl. No profile picture, by the way. I will need to ask the owner, as long as I have a definite time, but that could be too early for him. Can ask now, but don't want to go back and forth with times. So another mention of the not going back and forth with times. Or did I already say that one? I might have already said that. You tell me. Anyway, I was like, okay, I can either lock in 7 in the morning, or I can do early afternoon, but I'll have to play it by ear. I've already told this person that my work is 1 hour from pickup, so no matter what time we decide, the least notice I would give is 1 hour. Yeah, it's a sales combo. The least notice I would give for the pickup is 1 hour, So then I said, play the afternoon by ear, which clearly I mean, like, I'll give the hour's notice, but it won't be until that afternoon that I can give it. So yes, 7 a.m. way too early. I'm 45 minutes away. I would need to get there early to get the panels out of the container. There is no profit in 5 panels at $300, and I'm just wasting time and energy. There's no profit in 5 panels at $300. I didn't haggle the price. That is the price they gave me. So they're saying that it's too cheap. I didn't ask them for the price. They gave me that price. And then I didn't even reply. And they wrote, no, as I've said, 7 a.m. is too early, in capitals. I didn't even, and then they're like, my PTSD is being triggered. Message me tomorrow. I keep saying too many times now, it's a 45-minute run from my home. I need to notify the owner. I need to unload the panels. I'm not saying it to you again. I didn't reply in any of that time. So then, alright, so I just left it. Old mate still had the cash in his pocket, so I was like, alright, we'll work it out for tomorrow. So then it was like, oh yeah, we can do this afternoon, 1 hour from now. And they're like, yeah. I was like, yes, he has the 3. They said, can we get a hassle-free transaction? I said, yes, he has the $300 cash on him, and he lives in the area, so time is not a problem. Anytime this afternoon. And then they go, I'm withdrawing the 50mm. So like, we agreed on 5 panels, and then they pulled 1 panel out. But I need to leave now to get the panels sorted by 1 p.m. I was like, what do you mean? And they replied, I can't afford to let the 50mm panel go. So then I screenshot where she said what panels were for that price. And then she said, I have spent too much time on this. I now have a 1.5 hour round trip. The very narrow margin I had went yesterday. So the margin of profit went because we were trying to agree on a time to get it. And then I replied, don't worry about it then. And then they're like, I'm going to leave now. I'm sure you can get cheaper panels to suit your budget. I've got enough to do here, more than a 1.5 hour drive, so someone can profit off me. How was I profiting off them? And I was like, no, don't leave. I don't want the deal. And they left the chat. So secondhand panels, they would have been killing it. So anyway, after that, I went on. Oh, it's still just mind-boggling. If you want to read that better, it's on my Facebook. Send me a friend request, I'll accept. Yeah, trying to get more money. So it was like probably like $26, $27 a square meter, and by pulling one of the panels out, it jumps it up to like 30, 32. I already knew that there was sellers selling it for cheaper than that, but the wrong size. So then I was like, nah, screw it, I'm done. I'll just keep hunting. Luckily the weather's cold at the moment, so I don't really need them. So yeah, Craig says you can get used panels for next to nothing. So then I went to a scrapyard right near my work, like 3 minutes from my work. They had panels. I need 1 panel less because the pieces I need fit better on his sheets. They're like 300mm longer. So less panels, still secondhand. It's missing the 50mm panel, so I still need to source one 50mm panel. $60. 60 effing dollars. I told the guy the story. He had a good laugh. We had a good laugh together. And he was like, look, mate, honestly, you can have the 3 for $60 and I'll still make a profit. That person was trying to profiteer off you hardcore. So yeah, I've got to do a little bit more footwork. I still need to find one more panel. But how good is that? $300 versus $60. So now I've got $240 cash money in my pocket. So the goal is to find a 50mm panel. What I'll probably do, I'll probably cut the panels to size, but I'll just ratchet strap them around the ice bath until I get the 50mm panel, and then I'll finish it, because the 50mm goes inside the 100mm. But I might even be able to try to find some tomorrow. So what's basically the tub that I've got, it's got a brace around the middle and it's 50mm thick. So I wanted to put something in. I want the 100mm freezer panels to support the sides. So I figured, why not just throw 50mm freezer panel inside and it'll level out the sides, and then the 100mm will go around it. Because the tub that I'm using, quite old, and the fiberglass is separating a little bit. So do Bunnings have them? I'm not sure. I could even use 50mm styrofoam without the cool room panel, you know. I'm going to do a members video on the build, I think. Maybe I'll do like a members video as I'm building it, and then I'll do a video on the main channel, like once it's finished, just showing it off. I wonder if I can just find 50mm styrofoam. I don't know how to spell styrofoam. Google will tell me. The other idea I had is like build it and then pour styrofoam balls down into the gaps, but that'll be messy. Dun, dun, dun. Should I screen share? It's on my Facebook, but you get that on Big Jobs. I don't really have anything incriminating. Honestly, might just get styrofoam. Load it up. 100mm cool room panels are going to be pretty intense anyway. I don't really I think. What's going on? Where's the interwebs? What's polyurethane called? I thought about using expanding foam, but I think it would get too expensive. After like how much the IBCs cost me with the spray foam, I'm hesitant to use it again. I think if I just got styrofoam without the metal sides, it'll be cheaper. $200 each, those ones. Person selling melamine off cuts. I could do that. What was that one I just clicked on before? That's not far. Let's message this guy. You guys are just coming along for errands now. What am I looking for? Uh, 430 times 1200. What am I doing? I always hold the shift and press the numbers to try get the numbers. 4 at 430 times. Do you reckon I should send sizes or just send what? I'm on the fence. Well, I'm not, I'm sitting on a chair, but I'm not reading the chat bar. Am I planning to add ice? No, the plan is that it's self-sustainable. So I've got an aquarium chiller on it at the moment. It's holding 8 degrees. 8 degrees in the mornings, 10 degrees at night. But I've been having 6 to 8 degree midnight lows at the moment. So basically the insulation is preemptive for summer. How tall is it, Chevy? The only reason I'm going this route is because I wanted tall. I get cramps in my legs post riding my dirt bike, and I just can't see myself crouching in an ice bath after a dirt bike ride. And basically the tub I'm using is 900 high, so, and I think it's like 1300 long internal, so I can straighten my whole body out on the diagonal and be up to my neck. So yeah, you can seal up a freezer and do it, but I was looking at freezers. I wanted like something 600 to 800 litres, and the cheapest I could find was like $800, and at the moment I'm like $30 deep. So I already had the tub. It's actually an aquaponics, it's an old aquaponics filter. Well, I don't know if it's aquaponics. An old friend of mine used to work at Water Corp and he had it, so I don't know if it was like some sort of treatment tank. It had a piece on top of it, so originally it was like about 1400 deep, maybe deeper, and I took the top half off it. G'day Pete, how are you? So yeah, so like I looked into the freezer. It's going to cost me like $600 to $800, maybe $500 if I found a bargain for the freezer. Then I was going to have to spend money on sealing it, which is most likely just throw a pond liner in it because I couldn't be bothered trying to seal it properly. Then you need an Inkbird controller because a freezer gets too cold. Apparently freezers will actually freeze completely solid. So by the time you bought all this, and then you put like a particle filter in it, you're $1,000 deep. Now, I would have gone this route if I wasn't a fish keeper / hoarder. So I had the tub. So I wasn't even planning on doing it. I was just like, oh, wonder how low that chiller goes. So aquarium chiller, I like turned the temperature down, realized it goes down to 4 degrees. Oh, let's turn it down. And it was on a bucket. It was on a little tank, and I turned it down to 4 degrees, and it dropped the water to 5 degrees when I checked it the next day. And then I was like, let's see how cold it gets this tub. Let's see if the tub holds water. So next minute, I'm putting 4 layers of styrofoam on the ground that I've just dug up the grass and leveled. And then the rest is kind of history. Went to Bunnings, got a few fittings, spent $30 at Bunnings. So I filled this thing with water, threw a chiller on it, and plugged it in, found a pump. It does need a bigger pump. I did tee up a canister filter second hand for $80. My plan is to run a canister filter, but purely a particle filter, obviously not biological. So yeah, if you think it's kind of weird that I'm putting this much effort into buying like shitty stuff, that's why, because it was free pretty much. That was so long-winded. Let's see if he replies in the time we're sitting here. But anyway, Marketplace sucks. That's too far. We can get a top. Are we even in? We're not in this. I think or I just get a bunch of styrofoam boxes. I could just like cut the styrofoam boxes up and stack them. I'm gonna Google it, Chevy. There's actually a ice bath at my gym too. That's where that's how it started. Everyone keeps saying to me that I'm being a sheep for following a trend. Funny thing is, I didn't. Oh, holy shit! It didn't start as a trend. It started as I went to the gym and I started a new gym and we were walking around and the guy was like, oh, there's an ice bath over there. And then I was like, what's that for? Why would you want to go in an ice bath? Like, sort of thing. And he was like, oh, you get, can help with muscle pain and all that sort of shit. He's like, you should give it a go. And that was enough to convince me to get in it. And then I sort of did it and Googled it, and then I found out there's like a whole wave of ice bathers beginning. It's like not a TikTok, but like an Instagram trend at the moment. I don't know if it's got health benefits. Is it really a trend? Who knows? How cold is? Where was it? 32 Fahrenheit. So obviously I won't be getting to 32 Fahrenheit. There is a way, like, I could get it colder. For also next to no cost. I've got a freezer, a little under the cabinet freezer. It's actually basically just a brine shrimp freezer at the moment. I was thinking if I really wanted to, I could put the canister filter in the freezer. 32 Fahrenheit. Oh, so it goes to 0. Yeah, see, mine's going to go minimum 4. So if you've got a built room for an ice bath and a sauna, are they well separated so like the running cost isn't overlapping? Like how far away is the ice bath from the sauna? I couldn't imagine touching the cold metal sides. So seems like a lot of money just to get a little bit of an extra warranty and a bigger pump. Do you put chlorine in it? At the moment, mine's just got a bit of salt in it, but I guess when it's that small, you can just change. I read that you should change the water every 4 days, but mine's too big to change it that often. So does this ice actually form on the top by itself? Or they put ice in there. If it gets to 0, does 0 create ice? Apparently the one that my brother-in-law does. Oh yeah, so the other thing is, nobody's ever mentioned ice bath to me. Since doing it, found out one of the guys at work does it. One of my best friend does it, like from forever. My brother-in-law does it. It's something I've never heard about, and then all of a sudden everyone around me is doing it. Like prior to me even doing it, if you know what I mean. But I should throw a rainbow trout in there, see if it survives. It would, hey? But yeah, so if you're wondering, one of these turns out that's a different brand. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's... No, that's not the one I've got. It's only a little one too. It's like this one here. Yeah, it's that one. It's only rated for like 200 litres and I've got it on 700 litres. Yeah, you can get it down. And so you can, like, they don't use as much power as it says. Is this one heat and chill? Anyway, mine's only drawing 140 watts full tilt. G'day Mark, how are you? I think that's the one I've got. It's not even mine. How funny is that? But like, the other thing is, another option, I can pick a second-hand one up. There's two here for $250. I'm sure one of them would accept $200. What brand's that one? But I'm more inclined to just keep insulating the F out of it first, because obviously the more I insulate it, the cheaper it is to run. Tico, I've never heard of that one. Have you guys? That one's bigger than mine. So the other thing is, if I got that, it could run it by itself, maybe not have to run the two. I gotta work tomorrow, sucks. How much is that? This is so... They haven't got very good resale value, eh? They're like $600 to $800, and then they're advertised for $250 online, second hand. It doesn't say what wattage it is. I don't know how to work out volts and amps to wattage. Anyway, that one's rated for 400 litres. The one I've got's rated for 280, so if it gets to summer and it's almost there, I'll just fork out $200. Oh, thanks Fish Fam. I'm glad you enjoy the streams. Check this one out. 3.5 grand. So these are big units. They're not even listing the one that's advertised. That's that Tico brand, and it's 3.5 grand. TR20. How much is this thing worth? Dun, 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 dun. I don't know Fahrenheit. Anyway, that's... Why is that risky? She'll be right. There, Halia. There. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's that little one, see it? Tenth of a horsepower. Third of a horsepower. How much more is that? That's a lot. Where's that one? Yeah, I can't find. There it is. That's T20. Do you reckon I should just buy that one for the hell of it? Yeah, so usually trying to work out watts, I just have to do a quick Google and then work it out, but I'm tempted to buy that, eh? So the one I'm using isn't technically mine, and there's a chance that the guy that owns it could ask for it back. So 1/3. A third of 30 is 10. A tenth of 30 is 3. So the power is 10 to 3. So it's 3 and a bit times bigger than mine. Should I buy it? It's a fair trek away. Alright, can you guys read that? Hey, any chance you could turn it on and see what the minimum temperature you can set it to is? Gonna have to buy a PV50 soon. What did I just do? I always make poor financial decisions on the lives. I think it's a good option, because like I I presume it's like other aquarium stuff like heaters. Like bigger heaters that aren't working as hard can actually use less electricity than heaters that are constantly on. I don't know whether that's true or whether it's just a theory. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I gotta go see the young fella before he goes to bed. That's hectic. If you've got that ice bath and a sauna in a room, I'm guessing there's no change from 30 grand for both of them. The sauna would be cool. Go straight to a TDR 50, skip the PW 50. Yeah, I've got a bit of time up my sleeve to decide. My father-in-law's got like 3 1980s PW 50s that he said that he can use, but I think I'd rather get him something a bit newer with a bit better suspension to learn to start on. Check out this canister filter, I saw this the other day. I don't know how old that is, but I've only seen like 1 or 2 of these in my time. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, if anybody wonders, this coin here, I paid $1 each for. Let's just end the stream on that positive note. Yeah, I'd probably go TDR. That's what I had as a kid. Anyway, I'm out, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out. It was literally an hour talking about ice baths, but at least it's still water related, and the ice bath is technically an ex-fish related product. And so is the chiller. So yeah, peace out.